From an astonishing fairy tale victory to nervously watching her fate hang by a thread, Emma Raducanu's journey into the 2025 US Open is teetering on a knife's edge. The very tournament that turned the teenage British sensation from a relative unknown into a global superstar is now the site of a high-stakes waiting game. Raducanu finds herself just outside the critical seeding range, a single withdrawal or stroke of misfortune from another player standing between her and a placement that could define her tournament. Will fortune favor her, or will she once again be forced to face the ruthless draw unprotected? Today, we'll break down exactly why Raducanu is in this tense position, what needs to happen for her to be seeded, and how the shadow of her 2021 triumph both inspires and haunts her. The road to this point has been a whirlwind of emotional highs and difficult setbacks. Raducanu's recent performances had reignited optimism among her fans. A semi-final appearance at the Washington, D.C. Open, followed by a fourth-round showing at the Canadian Open, had propelled her upward in the rankings, positioning her inside the top 35. Momentum seemed to be on her side, and the timing looked perfect. Even more encouragingly, a series of withdrawals at the Cincinnati Open temporarily nudged her into the 30th spot in the live rankings, giving the appearance that she might secure a seed for the upcoming WTA 1000 event. But professional tennis is unforgiving. Being seeded offers certain advantages, like avoiding other top players early, but it is far from a guarantee of a smooth run. Raducanu's path at Cincinnati soon put her up against the world number 1, defending champion, and three-time Grand Slam winner, Aryna Sabalenka. What followed was not just a match, but a statement. Raducanu demonstrated the fearless competitor she has always been, trading powerful strokes and showcasing tactical maturity that echoed her legendary 2021 US Open campaign. She even captured a set off Sabalenka, a feat that electrified the tennis community and reminded everyone she belongs at the highest level. Ultimately, though, the relentless firepower of Sabalenka proved too much, and Raducanu fell in 3 intense sets. Though the loss was valiant, it carried a bittersweet irony. Starting Cincinnati at number 39 in the world, Raducanu's run earned her a modest 4-place jump, landing her at number 35. Normally, such a result would signal progress and stability, but the cruel timing of rankings cut her short. Only the top 32 players are seeded at a Grand Slam, meaning Raducanu, at 35, would remain unseeded for the US Open, subject to potentially facing a top 5 player in the first round. The cruel mathematics of tennis rankings left her on the outside looking in, and her fate now relies not solely on her skill, but on chance. The WTA ranking system is a relentless cycle. Players earn points over a rolling 12-month period, with previous results expiring and creating constant pressure to defend prior success. Injuries, dips in form, and tough draws can all result in dramatic drops in ranking points. For Raducanu, who has battled injuries and lost significant playing time, the climb back has been painstaking. Every point matters, and the hard-fought performance against Sabalenka, though impressive, did not provide the points buffer she desperately needed to guarantee a seed. And here, the story shifts from skill to serendipity. Tennis is a physically punishing sport, and withdrawals are inevitable over a long season. Raducanu's hopes now hinge on such withdrawals. 2 high-profile players, safely within the top 32, confirmed they would not be competing in the US Open due to injury. World number 7 Zhang Qinwen and number 12 Paula Badosa. Their absence opened 2 seeding spots. Leylah Fernandez and McCartney Kessler were elevated to the 31st and 32nd seeds, respectively, leaving Raducanu just outside at 33. She is now the first alternate, the player on the cusp, watching the news with bated breath for any further change. This waiting game is both nerve-wracking and dramatic. Every decision, every last-minute injury or withdrawal above her, could determine her fate. Meanwhile, players ranked below her are largely irrelevant. Only Varvara Gracheva, a French qualifier still competing, could theoretically leapfrog her, but it would require an extraordinary Cinderella run to take the WTA 1000 title from the bottom of the qualifying ranks. All other contenders at Cincinnati, from Sabalenka to Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, Iga Swiatek, Veronika Kudermetova, Jasmine Paolini, and others, are securely ranked above Raducanu and do not impact her pending seeding. The stars, it seems, are aligned, and her fate lies largely in the hands of others. This precarious position is a stark reminder of how far Raducanu has come. The memory of her historic 2021 US Open victory remains fresh. As a qualifier, she won 10 consecutive matches without dropping a set, defying all expectations and capturing global attention. That triumph propelled her into the upper echelons of the sport, where seeding became routine and expectations shifted. In 2022, she was seeded 17th at the Australian Open, 12th at Roland Garros, 10th at Wimbledon, and 11th at the US Open. She was no longer an underdog, she was a contender. Yet with early success came extraordinary pressure. A particularly haunting statistic shadows Raducanu's return to Flushing Meadows. Since her 2021 title, she has failed to win a single main draw match at the US Open. Her 2022 campaign ended with a first-round loss to veteran Elise Mertens. Injuries kept her out of the 2023 tournament, and last year, she was eliminated in the opening round by Sofia Kenin. 10 victories to lift a title, followed by 0 wins in subsequent years, a stark, almost unbelievable fact that underlines the immense psychological weight she carries when returning to the site of her greatest triumph. For Raducanu, securing a seed is not merely practical, it is psychological armor. A seeded placement provides confidence, an opportunity to face lower-ranked opponents early, and a chance to finally shake off the Flushing Meadows curse. Missing out by even one spot, conversely, would deliver a crushing mental blow before a ball is even struck. The clock is ticking. The official draw is scheduled for Thursday, August 21st in New York, and until then, Raducanu and her team will monitor every update, hoping for that critical withdrawal to grant her the seed she needs to have a legitimate shot at a successful campaign. The contrast between her meteoric rise as a qualifier and her current tense situation could not be more pronounced. The fairy tale of 2021 was fueled by momentum and belief, while today, Raducanu's journey is defined by uncertainty, fragile hope, and the whims of fate. Will luck favor her in New York, allowing her to reclaim her place among the tournament favorites? Or will she once again be left to face the unrelenting challenge of the draw without the safety net of a seed? The narrative has shifted from one of unstoppable ascent to a drama dictated by numbers, withdrawals, and chance. Only time will tell if fortune smiles on Emma Raducanu as it did in 2021. Her journey, from a teenage qualifier to Grand Slam champion, captured the imagination of millions. Today, she waits on the sidelines of destiny, hoping that the numbers and luck align in her favor. One small break could change everything, opening the door for a renewed opportunity to rewrite her US Open legacy. The fairy tale may have evolved, but the stakes